Hello everyone and welcome back to the Film Feast. My name is Sam Donchis, I am your host, and again, it's so good to have you back. I'm trying out a new background, tell me what you think. This is, again, just one thing that I need your opinion on. I wasn't crazy about the posters in the background. I don't know, I am still working around things. I kind of like having my DVDs right here. I don't know, I'm so insecure. We have a pretty short week in news, but I'm going to get to it pretty immediately, and then we'll talk about my trailer of the week. HitFix has confirmed shooting dates for Star Wars Episode VII. The film will shoot about mid-May to September of this year. Principal casting is apparently already done for the most part. It's also been confirmed by J.J. Abrams himself that the film will not be shot on digital. Yes! The film will also not be shot for IMAX purposes, but I think I'll be okay with that. That's just more money than I'm gonna have to spend at the theater. They're gonna try and shove 3D down my throat anyway, and I'm just gonna say, nuh-uh, Star Wars, I love you, but I don't love you that up close and personal. J.J. Abrams was quoted saying, "The problem with IMAX is it's a very loud camera. It's a very unreliable camera. There's only so much film that can be in the camera. You can't really do intimate scenes with it. It's slow. They break down often." Sick burn, Abrams. I love seeing films on IMAX. I think it's an incredibly immersive format. Seeing Star Wars in IMAX would have been really cool, but I can live without it. You guys remember the movie 50/50? I remember the movie 50/50 because I'm holding it in my hand. It was actually one of my favorite movies of 2011. Kind of switches in between Attack the Block, this, and Drive. If you were to ask me what my real favorite movie of 2011 was, I would probably say Attack the Block, just because that's my favorite right now. But I'll watch Drive, that will be my favorite. I'll watch this will be my favorite. Anyway, that movie was directed by a guy named Jonathan Levine. He's made the movies Cold Bodies and The Whackness, only one of which I've seen. Seth Rogen and Joseph Gordon-Levitt are re-teaming with Levine to make a Christmas comedy called Xmas, or at least that's what The Hollywood Reporter is calling it. I don't know if that's the actual title. The film is about three childhood friends who reunite in New York City for an annual tradition of going out on Christmas Eve. How sweet. Two of the friends will be played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Seth Rogen, the third of which still has not been cast yet. I thought Seth Rogen and Joseph Gordon-Levitt had a surprisingly good chemistry in 50/50. And if they can recreate that well enough and also have a pretty solid story to go with it, I might just be down for it, because 50/50, the movie straight up made me cry in theaters. Production has started on Avengers: Age of Ultron. They began shooting earlier this week for a 2-week shoot in Johannesburg. They will also be shooting on some sound stages in London, as well as some possible shooting in North Italy. In the first Avengers, they didn't really globetrot all that much. They went to Germany, but other than that, they pretty much stayed stateside. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot more traveling in this one, a lot more exotic environments. Not saying that Johannesburg is an exotic environment, but it's different from the city in America. Similar to last week's story about Bong Joon-ho's cut of Snowpiercer being used with the Weinstein Company, this week Paramount has decided to use Darren Aronofsky's cut of Noah. I think Paramount was kind of wrestling with the thought of how certain audiences would perceive Aronofsky's cut of the film. He's a very prolific director. He has a very specific vision about things, and sometimes that can be misconstrued if it's the wrong audience. The studio really has to kind of tiptoe around those audiences, especially when it's their story. Although I am very excited that Darren Aronofsky got his cut for this movie, because, again, he's got a very specific vision in mind, and usually it's a good idea if you go with the artist when it comes to their film vision. I am still kind of waffling about Noah. I'm not totally sold on the movie from the trailers that I've seen so far, but who knows? I could be surprised. I would love to be surprised. It's Darren Aronofsky. His last film, Black Swan, was one of my favorite films of 2010. There's been some talk lately about how it ripped off Perfect Blue. I mean, he bought the rights to Perfect Blue so that he could use that one shot in Requiem for a Dream, and then he just so happened to use the general plot of that movie to make Black Swan. But I think Black Swan does enough with its own story to make it interesting on its own terms. I love Perfect Blue. I saw it just a few months ago. Great movie. Love Satoshi Kon. But they're two separate movies in my mind. They just so happen to have very, very, very similar storylines just by the fact that he had to buy the rights. Final story this week comes from Deadline.com. Cameron Crowe's new movie will get a Christmas 2014 release date. Cameron Crowe's We Bought a Zoo came out on Christmas 2011? 2011? I think it was 2011. And I didn't really like that movie. Reading about this one, I'm just like, ugh. It stars Bradley Cooper, Emma Stone, Rachel McAdams, Bill Murray, hey, Bill Murray, John Krasinski, Danny McBride, and Alec Baldwin. Now get this, the film is set in Hawaii. It stars Bradley Cooper, obviously, as a defense contractor sent to Hawaii to oversee the launch of a weapons satellite. While there, he falls in love with Emma Stone's character, a beautiful Air Force pilot. Now doesn't that sound like the stupidest fucking thing ever? Maybe to some people that will be a cute little thing, but I don't get. We bought a fucking zoo. Are you kidding me? So that's it for this week in film news. And now finally the trailer of the week, because there will be no appetizer. I was going to talk about the new Transcendence trailer, but I said fuck it. That movie only looks slightly interesting to me. I'll talk about it whenever it comes out. The trailer of the week this week is Under the Skin. The film is directed by Jonathan Glazer. I haven't seen any of his movies, but he has directed some pretty critically acclaimed stuff called Birth and Sexy Beast. Under the Skin premiered at Telluride Film Festival last year and has gotten nothing but good reports as far as I've seen. From the critics that I read, they like it. They love it. They say it's very Kubrick-esque. But from the trailer, I think it kind of goes beyond Kubrick, kind of in the same vein as him, but just kind of a sidestep to him, and then a sidestep and then a step forward. It looks creepy, it looks trippy, it looks kind of scary to be honest, but the film will get released this April in the United States. So check it out, check out the trailer, it's in the D box below. And that is it for this episode of The Film Feast. You can find me on Letterboxd to see what I've been watching lately. You can also find me on Twitter. Keep liking, keep subscribing, keep commenting, because seriously, comment. Tell me exactly how you feel about the show. I need to know. I need suggestions, because I can't do this just thinking that people are going to watch it. I just need commentary, critiques, feedback, all that shit. So help make the Film Feast better, and I will make it better for you.